Hey guys, how you doing? This is Juan with Liberty Graphic Designs. Today we're going to be putting this machine together. So don't go anywhere. I know it looks like it's already semi put together, but we're going to complete the entire build. So don't go anywhere. Okay, so my last video you saw me unboxing this machine. Is for those of you who don't know, this is a roll or rotary heat press, and today we're gonna build the rest of it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the electrical, because as you can see I don't have that much room in here, and I want to put the power cord and everything in there. That way when I roll it to the side, it's ready to go, and I don't have to be moving the machine once it's put together, because it's going to be quite, it's going to be bigger than what it is now. So let me start with the electrical, and then I'll walk you through. I usually don't like to show this part of the build whenever I have to do electrical work. I don't like to do that because a lot of things can go wrong, and I don't want you to blame me. But in this one, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, because it's very simple. This is a 220 single phase. It's very simple. And but again, I am not an electrician. I am not showing you how to do it so you can do it yourself. I'm just showing you for entertainment purposes. So what I'm about to do, please don't pay too much attention to it. Okay? Again, I am not an electrician, and I am not telling you how to do electrical work. So this is where the control panel is, right? What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be installing the electrical on right there on that little white box. This one right here. That's where the wires are gonna go. So one of the things I noticed is, like I was saying earlier, there's no place for either the neutral or the ground. Normally you will see somewhere where you can put the ground, but like I said, I'm going to use one of these holes right here. I'm going to connect to it. Another thing that I noticed, there's a hole on the bottom. You cannot see it, but right there's a hole where the wire more than likely is going to be able to come in here. As you can see, there's wires right here, but on the other side, that's where the leg is going to go for the machine. I'm not going to install those, but there's not enough room in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a hole right in this wall for the wire to come in, and because I want the wire to go straight off the back. So that's what I'm gonna do. Again, put a hole right here, and bring my wire in through here and install it or plug it in right there. First thing I'm gonna do, put a hole right here where my wire is going to go in. This thing is on caster, so it's going to be moving a lot. I'm going to have to hold it somehow. And let me see, hopefully I'm in the right spot. That's where the wire is going to go in. But obviously the wire doesn't fit in there, so I'm going to gradually make that hole bigger. Okay, so the reason why I'm cutting a hole right there is because I'm going to put this right here, and what that's going to do, that's going to protect the wire from possibly getting caught by the metal. And for that, I'm going to use one of this right here, stepping, some people call it unibit. Some people call it unibit, some people call it stepping bit. So whichever way you guys call it. And basically what it does, it just makes the hole bigger and bigger, until you get the right size. That looks about, maybe a little more. So see, it's got different steps, and that'll make the hole just like you want it. So in this case, that's exactly the right size I want. And let me put this little deal on the other side so it's secure. Okay, so now that this is installed, what I gotta do now is run my wire through there. And this will go like that. And what this does, that's gonna put pressure on it, and it won't let the wire come out. There you go, and see now, I can move the entire machine by pulling the wire, because I put enough pressure in there to where it holds the wire in place. That way we won't be, just in case we pull the wire or the machine too far, it won't pull from the inside. It will pull it right here. Okay, so now what we got to do is obviously I got to peel this back so I can expose the wire. Again, guys, I am not an electrician. I am not claiming that I am an electrician or that I know what I'm doing or that I'm teaching you how to do certain things. This is just for entertainment purposes, because you can easily mess something up real bad. And for those of you that are electricians out there, you know that this is the hot, black one is hot, green one is the ground, and the white one is the neutral. In this case, I'm going to be using the white one. Instead of a neutral, I'm going to be using it as a hot, because I only got a 3 right here, right? So let me cut this excess. So see, now I got my wires exposed. Not exposed, but I got them out of this casing or insulation. And then so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these eyelets right here. I'm going to put that on the ground, and I'm going to use one of these holes that the machine has already to attach the ground to it. This right here, this eyelet right here, this is actually for heat presses, or for not heat presses. This is for what I use, or what we use on the flash dryer. So this is high heat fitting. What that means is that they're a pain in the neck to crimp. Let me see if I can crimp it with this one, because this is freaking hard. See, I'm not even crimping it that good, because this the metal that these are made out of is very, very hard. And I can't find my other pliers. There you go. So now I'm going to take one of these screws, put it again. The machine already had a few holes. I don't know what they're for. Hopefully I'm not going to need those, and I'm going to use one of them for the ground. Let's make sure it's nice and tight. And now we're going to strip this one's right here. Remember, white normally is what do you call it? Neutral. White is normally the neutral. Black one is the hot. But in this case, I'm gonna be using the white one as hot. And normally, if you want to make it hot, you put a piece of tape so that way everybody knows that it's hot and not neutral. Just make sure that they're nice and tight. Sorry if I'm bumping to the camera. Again, I'm sorry guys, the camera is right in the way, so I keep bumping it. And right now the wires look like they're just hanging there. What I'm gonna do, right there where I put the ground, let me show you. See right here where I put the ground, there's another hole right next to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put something in there, a clamp, to secure the wire so it doesn't look all that nasty. And then I'll come back later and run it right through there so we don't see the wire, because these things pop out like that. See, we can just take it and put the wire right through there so you don't see them. A little bit of a wire management, just like that. And we'll put this back together. And again, I will come back secure this wire right there with a clamp and dress it up so it's nice and neat. So that's it for this wiring right here. Now what I'm going to do, let me make sure that it doesn't come off. But this is the main thing. That's what I wanted to do, so because we're not going to be able to get in there. Okay, so now that we wire the machine, now I got to wire I got to put the plug in there. And just so you know, this wire and the plug do not come with the machine. You have to buy this separate. I am not an electrician, so please do not take my advice when I'm doing this, okay? I don't want you to come back at me saying, you know what, because you did that and I followed because I'm too stupid, I burned my house down or created an emergency. So please do not try this at home. And I know I'm going to get some heat from some of the actual electricians here. So there you have it. Plug is put together. Machine is wired. I'm going to plug it in just to test it out to see that it, that it comes on and everything. So give me a second, let me plug this in. Okay, so as you can see, when I plugged in the cord, the machine came on. So more than likely, let me show you. More than likely that switch right here, it was on. It's actually on. This one right there. So if I turn it off, there you go. It just stopped running. Okay, so as you saw, the machine has power. The motor is working. See that? However, the rest of the machine is not running because it's not put together. So we're going to turn it off because we don't want it running. And then in order for you to turn this machine off, because that's the only thing I saw in the instructions, because the instructions are really small. In order for us to turn the machine off, you have to literally come in here and cut the switch off. There's no instructions on how to put it together. I actually looked it up. It comes with a booklet. This is the instructions that they give you, but there's no instructions on how to put it together. But it's pretty self-explanatory. So I don't think anybody will have problems putting it together. Just gotta follow the, common sense. So put bolts together, that's it. Okay, so we're gonna do this one first. I'm gonna take, there's 3 different size screws. I'm taking the smallest one. And the machine itself has the threads already on it. If you can get somebody to help you, that would be awesome. Because these pieces are heavy, especially when you only have one arm. Because you gotta use the other one to line it up. Okay, so I got both of the arms put together. Now I'm gonna put this deals in there. This is what holds the rollers together. So this one is just gonna go right there. We got 3 screws. And again, this is where, for example, this one that I'm working on right now, it's the one that we use for the media. This is the one that's gonna pick up all the printed media or the printed fabric or whatever you'll be doing. See how this one's got a gear? That's why the machine, when I said turning on the belt, that's why it wasn't working all together, because it was missing this one. And it also takes 3 screws. Okay, so this is what's gonna be next. So I gotta put these rollers in, and they each get one of these bolts, at the end, and they go through, there's holes on the arms. That's where they're gonna go. This is just to support the media that's already printed. Just like that, and grab another bolt. Okay, so we have one more roller, and this one goes right up here. If I can get it in there. And to secure the other side, what this top roller does, this right here, you will have your media sitting right here, and then it'll go over onto the table. And I'm gonna set the table in a little bit, because the table is actually bolted to the machine and the back of the machine. So let me get that. Let me get the table so you guys can see it. This is what I mean. If you have an extra set of hands, it'd be very helpful. Okay, so the table's already on there. Now what I gotta do is I gotta run that chain through here and through these gears. and then we can start the machine. Okay, so everything is complete now. Let me show you what it looks like. So there's a table put together. Let me show you the gears. And now the chain is all, you know, put together the way it's supposed to be. Let's go on the other side. Okay, so you guys can see the entire machine. Okay, so here's the electrical panel. Let's turn the machine on and see if it actually runs. I'm not gonna do the power, because the power, when you press the power, that actually sends power to the roller to start heating up, and then the heat on and off. But the belt is what we want to see running, and we'll see if it runs. Again, I don't know how to run this panel yet, but now there you go, it's actually running. It's gonna be kind of hard for you to see it, but let me see if I can put something on it. I'm gonna put a $5 bill just so you guys can see that it's actually moving. You see, it's moving at a very low speed. The only thing that I gotta check now, and I guess I can check it now. Let's turn on the heat. You turn the heat, that's the power, and then the heat. And as you can see, it's set to 230. More than likely, this is Celsius, because I used to have a machine with the same panel. Let me remove this plastic. But anyways, we got power on, and then we got the heat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for it. And you can see right there that it's running. I'm gonna wait and see if it actually gets hot, and I'm not gonna let it go all the way. This is it, guys. Third video coming up, so you guys can see how it actually works. I'm actually excited to see it running. I mean, it's already running, right? So what I'm gonna do is just let it run for a little more, make sure that it gets warm, and then I'm gonna cut it off. Thank you for watching, guys. It was a pleasure like always. If you have any questions about this heat press, let me know in the comments below, and I'll let you know. I mean, whatever questions you guys have, let me know and we'll answer those questions. Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure like always. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and ding the bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you, guys. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye now. Adios.